do a quick little reaction to my man Mike Flight, man. He the real Mike Flight, I guess. But yeah, man, he do his thing. I love this guy, man. Y'all look out for him. I know he got a lot of views and a lot of whatnot. But we're reacting to this so-called war that Jayson Tatum and Jalen Brown seem to be going through right now. I always thought they had good beef. I always thought they didn't have no bad blood, but apparently we were wrong, and we're about to see a little bit more. So let's sit back and see what my man talking about.
Relationship with Brown. To me, Tatum's kind of a passive-aggressive puss.
They weren't friends. Yep. They didn't hang together.
This, to me, speaks to his personality and how he deals with these kind of things.
They never really rocked with each other off the court.
Tatum
I didn't know
wanted
none of
Jalen
that.
traded. Fact.
Gather around, ladies and gentlemen, because your boy has some tea.
Would you like some tea, Mrs. Nesbit?
Jayson Tatum is standing in a rec center in St. Louis at his own foundation's basketball camp, talking to a gym full of kids about what it takes to be a leader. Normal stuff. Just be humble. Ask questions. Don't act like you've got all the answer. It's typical Jayson Tatum stuff. And then he says this.
Being a leader doesn't mean you know it all. I don't know it all. I'll be the first person to say that. Being around somebody that feel like they know it all, I don't want to be around that person. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I want to learn from somebody else.
On its own,
Hey, what
that's
the
a
hell?
fortune cookie. Just a typical thing that Jayson Tatum would say, always trying to sound
Yeah,
humble,
but
like
not
he's a
when we know what
philosopher
we've
of
been
some
talking
sort.
about already.
Philosophize with.
But the thing is, 3 weeks earlier, that exact phrase, the smartest guy in the room,
That's
was
what
the
the boy
phrase that
said.
2 NBA executives used to describe Jalen Brown on national television. And Jalen Brown had already gone on a live stream and torched them for it. And then Jayson Tatum took that clip of himself and posted it to his own Instagram story. For a solid month, this entire story, whether there was tension between Jayson Tatum and Jalen Brown, whether there was a rift, whether they could coexist, this was all just based off of anonymous sources and vibes. There was never any evidence that these two couldn't stand each other. All we
Yeah, I
really
always
had
thought
was
they
Jalen
fucked
Brown
with each
saying
other. I
this
always
on
thought
Twitch
they were
after they blew
friends,
a
man.
3-1 series lead to his future team.
Honestly,
really
this was the
always
most
thought
fun
they were
season I've
friends.
ever had in basketball.
And us speculating that Jayson Tatum could have been a little salty about the fact that Jalen Brown won Eastern Conference MVP and NBA Finals MVP when the Celtics won their 2024 championship. Here's the thing, Jayson Tatum officially put his name on it. He officially stamped this and said, hey, there was something going on here. And once you understand what this is really about, you're gonna realize this didn't start 3 weeks ago, guys. This has been building for 10 years. So before we get to the content, we're running a massive Grand Theft Auto 6 giveaway on this YouTube channel. All you have to do to enter is subscribe.
Yeah, you never
turn
know
on
who's your
notifications on
man.
this
You
channel,
never
and
know
I'm running the
who's
same
your
giveaway
friend.
on Instagram, X, Snapchat.
You never know, man. This thing is just a business.
At a kids camp became national news. You gotta go back to 3 weeks.
This shit is just a business, man. Basketball is just a business. For everybody who thinks different, you need to rethink and think again, man. This shit is a business. This shit is a business. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, that's the best example of it all. You guys probably thought they were friends, man. That man said he never been to one dinner with Jordan.
Ago, Boston trades Jalen Brown to Philadelphia, and within days,
They won 6 championships. Most cohesive team probably ever to walk the earth. Most cohesive duo. We've never been to one dinner.
we start getting some anonymous stuff. But the most interesting thing that we got came from Colin Coward.
I had 2 NBA sources tonight say that Jalen Brown it's a disease. He suddenly thinks he's the smartest guy in every room he's in.
A disease. That's the word they used. About a guy who won NBA Finals MVP 2 years earlier for that franchise. And Jalen didn't sit on it. He went on his Twitch stream the very next day and he answered it directly. He said intelligence comes in different forms.
See,
And
I'm
said
new
he
to
never
Twitch. I gotta
once
follow
walked around
him
thinking
on
he was
Twitch.
the smartest guy anywhere. And then he went after the standard itself.
Never told anybody, like, look, I'm the smartest person in the room. That may be how they took it. In sports, no offense to everybody in sports, but the bar is fucking low.
So that's where we were. An anonymous smear, a very public denial, and everybody moved on until Jayson Tatum
Oh,
walks into that gym.
I
and said,
just
"Hey,
realized
so
what
you
he
need
it just clicked in my head when he was talking about it. He said in sports, the bar is pretty low to be the smartest person in the room. I mean, you got people like Brittany Griner going on TV. Not Brittany Ritter going on TV talking about you want to make a bag. They the athlete. They dumb y'all. Young. That was funny though. I ain't gonna lie. That was fucking funny.
Exact same words. And here's the thing, this isn't just me connecting a bunch of dots. Brandon Jennings, a dude who actually played in this league for a decade, saw the clip and said what everybody was thinking. He reposted it and wrote, "Motivational message my ass." That's a shot at Jaylen Brown. Now, I want to be completely fair here because this matters. Jayson Tatum has never said he was talking about Jaylen Brown, not once.
Man, he ain't come out of his mouth, but that was too close.
Seemingly. It's possible that this is a wild coincidence and a guy that just gave some normal advice to some kids. Possible, but
nah, very unlikely.
The context, I mean, could you imagine how Jayson Tatum feels right now? Jaylen Brown to probably the most exciting team in the Eastern Conference. The Sixers are literally a super team. They have Joel Embiid, Jaylen Brown, VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey, LeBron freaking James.
Now it looks like a...
that team. Ben Simmons
I ain't gonna lie, none of that shit look like a super team until LeBron jumped on that picture. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I saw a guy that falls down and gets hurt all types of way. That nigga got a long rap sheet. Joel Embiid, long history of hurt. I mean, the sheet this big. I see Tyrese Maxey, a dog. Young, just one. That's one person. You know what I'm saying? Proven health. EJ Edgecombe, I'm young, man. You know what I'm saying? Still got a lot, but that's good. That's what LeBron need. But then you finally, now we see who we got. Jaylen Brown and LeBron. Those two right there, that makes a super team. The other guys, without them, no, this is not a thing called the super team. Not saying that Tyrese Maxey not it. That nigga's up next for sure. Up next for sure.
Come back to back up Joel Embiid. It's crazy over there. There's so much juice and excitement in Philadelphia. And all Jayson Tatum was left with is a 36-year-old Paul George. You're telling me while all of this is going on, Jayson Tatum is just coincidentally saying something that could apply to Jaylen Brown?
I mean,
he literally picked the exact language already attached to the loudest conversation about his former co-star. And then he posted it himself. You can decide how much of a coincidence that is. I'm just doing my diligence for you guys. Because here's what this is actually about, and it's not a phrase from summer camp. Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum spent 9 years together in Boston. 9 playoff runs, 2 trips to the finals.
You would think, you've been around here 9 years. You'd have been cool, like really cool. But I guess everything ain't
all of it for
like the
basically
Warriors.
the entire time, there was one question nobody in that organization ever answered. Whose team is this?
like my
Think about how
McDonald's cup.
weird their setup was. Tatum was the guy, a higher draft pick, the all-NBA first team guy, the face of the franchise, the one on the billboards. But Jalen got there first, drafted in 2016, a year before Tatum, and Jalen was never willing to just be the sidekick. Every single year, the question came back around, who is the alpha in Boston? And then 2024 happened, and the question got really uncomfortable, because Boston won a championship, and it's not Jayson Tatum who walks away with the hardware. Jaylen Brown won Eastern Conference Finals MVP and Finals MVP, both of them. The face of the franchise wins his first ring, and his co-star gets handed the trophies at both stops. Nobody in Boston ever said,
yeah, it would have been a little crazy that he got both stops. So he got both of them.
You cannot tell me that didn't affect
one of them
anybody.
probably should have
Then
went
last
to...
season blows the entire thing wide open. Tatum tears his Achilles. He's
That
out
nigga
almost
is
the
squirming.
entire year.
That joint
He
gotta
misses
hurt.
all but 16 games. And Jalen finally gets what he never had. He gets the Boston Celtics.
That's
all of
crazy
it, no
that
sharing,
Kobe
and he was spectacular.
tore the same thing, dog. He did not look like that. I mean, you just gonna tell me that our players from our generation is not totally different from these players? I'm 38. My players from my generation are built different from these. I don't care. I don't care. You can go to war with me all you want. How many times Zion been hurt? How many times John Morant been hurt?
Career highs across the board.
Ben Simmons didn't even come back.
28.7 points, 6.9 rebounds, 5.1 assists, all NBA second team, 6th in MVP voting, and he dragged a team that everybody had penciled in as a lottery contender to 56 wins and the number 2 seed. And when it all ended, Jalen said the thing that started all of this. He called that season the one where they got bounced in the first round, the one where Tatum was hurt, his favorite
That was
season
the getting
of
bounced.
his career. His favorite, not the...
If he didn't, it's really bad. Contact is really bad because if he just didn't, they got bounced in the first round. So I mean, that's not. Y'all just won a playoff. I mean, a championship. Getting bounced. I mean, well, 2 years ago, but getting bounced was not the plan, my man. That I didn't. That oh. And that just made it look really bad to say that was his favorite season. Like a loss was to us from the outside looking in. It feels like a loss, but I get why it was his favorite season. He was the man. He was by himself. He was scoring career highs. That's my favorite season too.
Championship year, the year that he got to be the focal point of the Boston Celtics. Read that back and put yourself in Jayson Tatum's shoes for 1 second. Your co-star's favorite year is the one you weren't there for. That's the moment the mask slipped for a lot of people. And honestly, that's the moment a lot of us started asking whether these two could actually keep doing this. Then came the trade, and following the trade was the leaks, and within 24 hours, all the stuff nobody would say for 9 years came flooding out of that building at once. The personality stuff, the smartest guy stuff, rival executives telling reporters that Tatum's camp was bristling at the favorite season comments. And when Jaylen Brown finally
that
walked
made
out
everybody
the door,
mad. I know that made everybody
one
mad.
name was noticeably absent from his goodbyes. He thanked Nemias Queta. He thanked Luka Garza. 10 years next to Jayson Tatum, a man he won a championship with, and Jayson Tatum's name wasn't in it. And watch what happens when you ask anybody in Boston about this, because nobody would put a fingerprint on this. Brad Stevens gets asked how much input Jayson Tatum had in trading his running mate of 10 years. His answer?
Brad, what, if any, input did Jayson have in this decision? And
none.
So then they ask Joe Mazzulla, the head coach, the man who coached both of them, how much input did he have?
When you really truly think of it, man, Boston Celtics kind of been all over the place for a long time. I mean, covered and riddled in scandal. Even how this nigga Joe Mazzulla was even able to be coached. I mean, just think about that. The girl didn't get called out. The man got called out. He got fired. That shit was too much.
That input just, Brad comes to you and talks to you and gives you a breakdown and understanding. And in moments like this, obviously there's great alignment within the organization and there's conversations that are always going to be had.
So he also had no input. So let me get this straight. The best player didn't have any input. The head coach didn't have any input. And one guy just randomly decided to break up a championship duo. And everybody else found out. That's the official story out of Boston, and every person is standing on it. And to be totally fair to Joe Mazzulla, because he handled this about as well as a human being could, he wasn't shady about Jalen once. He was the opposite.
He may be a better coach. I know that for a fact. The way he pushed me, the way he pushed himself, the way he pushed
because he was the smartest nigga in the room.
The thing he wanted people to focus on was the respect and the gratitude for what Jalen did for a decade. That's a coach who actually loved coaching the guy, which is what makes the contrast so loud. The coach can find warm words about Jaylen Brown 3 weeks after the trade, and the guy who played next to him for a decade posts a clip about not wanting to be around people who think they know everything. One of those men had something nice to say. The other one had something else. Now here's the part that turns this from summer tea into next season's best storyline. Normally when a guy gets traded, the beef goes cold. He goes out to the West. You see him twice a year.
Nah, you see this nigga every...
Boston traded Jaylen Brown to a team in their own division, which means these two now have to look at each other constantly. The preseason schedule already dropped, and Boston plays Philadelphia twice in it. October 10th at TD Garden and October 16th in Philadelphia. Then
I'll be there to watch every game.
When you add it up, Boston could face Jaylen Brown 6
times
Sixers
fans now.
even starts, and they could meet in the postseason again. Remember, they just played each other in the first round last year.
LeBron goes, I go.
Even without all of this controversy, was already insane. With Boston blowing a 3-1 series lead to the Philadelphia 76ers, I mean, with all that together, we're talking about
no D-Ram, but for real, man, LeBron gave a rack. If you're a LeBron fan, that means you got to get a lot of different jerseys. you got to wear different jerseys. You got to experience different cultures of basketball. Hey, man.